bet that you're going to love and enjoy and work very hard at. So I thank you very much. Now, the district got some really great news in the Asbury Park Press this week. Good heavens, the 6th grade Scholars Academy. They even interviewed some students. They even the Asbury Park Press looked like they were very happy with this. I can tell you one thing, I for one am thrilled with it, as are, I'm sure, the parents, the students, this administration. These are the wonderful things that move the district forward and upward, is the grasping of education by those students that are sometimes in a difficult time. But this is the time to press the education, drill it in, honor them, they will honor us, push that education. These kinds of programs are the kinds that make the difference. And I hope everyone supports this, and specifically Dr. McCord, who brought this to us. This is wonderful. We've got to expand it. Thank you.
Horowitz? No, Mr. Horowitz? Horowitz? Len Wilson?
I too would like to welcome the new board members to the board. And I'd like to say tonight that I came here tonight with great expectation to see something fresh. And I want to say to you that I have a sense of things going the same way they've been going for the last umpteen years. And I am challenging you new board members not to allow things to continue going the way they have been going for the history of this board. You know, I challenge you guys not to be controlled. I see tonight that there's a power amongst you, okay, that has the power to sway the whole board. Michael, I like you. I have nothing personal, but I like to see you to be the attorney of the board. I like to see Ms. Lydia Silva to be the superintendent of our district, who has everything to do with education. Okay, and this board serves to support the education of our children, and not allow yourself to be controlled by certain voices that want to keep things going the same way. And you need to look at the numbers. I have no alliance to no one. That's why I don't take favors from anyone. Because when I have to speak, I don't need to be careful who I have to protect. But this board, the history of this board is that we are not serving the interests of the public school student whom you represent.
Mr. Wilson, Pastor Wilson, it was, you know what? Could have been different. But I agree with you 100%.
I agree with you 100% as well.
Let me finish and I will close. Okay, if this board continues going the way that it is going, our children are going to be the biggest losers.
I agree with you.
Okay? I'm an educated man, and I know, okay, that boards in other cities do not operate the way this board is a joke. Okay? The way the board is supposed to work, let me tell you again, because I went to the board and I wrote it down a couple of years ago. Ms. Silva is the superintendent of our district. You elected her to be the educator. And I believe that if you let her do what she's supposed to do, our children will be the greatest winners. Okay? Secondly, you cannot have an attorney writing his own checks. When when you need him, you call him to come. If you don't need him, you don't call him to come. Okay? You are a joke when you allow a lawyer to run you. The lawyer, he's here to give you legal advice. And once again, nothing against nothing personal against Michael Esselbrook, but I just hate the power he has over all of you.
No, he doesn't. Only some of us.
Okay? And it has to change over our entire district. And it has to change. I need to speak tonight and be at peace. So I need to get it off my chest. You have the opportunity. You have the opportunity, okay, to bring a freshness to our board. You don't answer to the rabbis. You answer to the Lakewood Public School. The rabbis should not control this board.
Ask Ms. Mikio.
Okay? You are the public school board. And you are to represent the rights of all children in Lakewood, but don't forget whom you represent. You are the board for the public schools children, and I expect you to do the best you can so that all kids can have an education.
Maybe Ms. Mikio can shed some light who can go the board.
So, when you're asked to speak, you can speak till then, please be quiet.
I'll speak when I choose to speak, Mr. Gurman.
Well, play Board of Ethics and you might see something different. Now, Mr. Pastor Wilson, next time, I challenge you, next time you come, I'd like to give you 4 minutes extra. Show us where the board has let you down. Show us where the board has denied an education to your children. Show us, I'll give you 2 weeks to go and show this. You know, between you and Mr. Waters, I get a lot of rhetoric, but I don't get facts. I want facts. Don't just show me, tell me, show me. Next time, not now. I don't want to hear it now. I'd like to hear it next time when I'm prepared and you're prepared. I'd like to hear specifics, not rhetoric, not tells me in 4 minutes how bad we are. I want specific showings how bad we are. And if we give something to non-public schools and they deserve it by law, there's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely not. It's when we give something to someone who doesn't deserve it, then you have a right to go and get up there and say something. But I don't remember ever denying some education. I don't remember, excuse me, let me finish my.
I can't answer you tonight.
Okay.
And
I don't
may I
remember.
add my 2 cents, Mr. Wilson, some of us are here tonight because we don't listen to what other people tell us to do, okay? Don't paint us all with the same brush.
I will answer you at the next meeting, Mr. Hill.
I know I've been here a long time and I get very frustrated. Maybe I should have done more, but one person, well, I know what the story says, but what is it? One village raises one child or vice versa, but sometimes it just don't work. But I'm still here fighting, okay? And just because somebody's very, very loud and somebody else is very quiet, that doesn't mean that that's where the work gets done.
And before Michael came, there's been always an attorney at every single
And
board
our
meeting.
attorney keeps this board in this town out of trouble.
There's always been an attorney
Dr.
at every single
Edward
board meeting.
Harper.
The blind leading the blind, Mr. McHugh. It's a shame what you just said.
Dr. Edward Harper.
Good evening, everybody. I'm just going to simply say congratulations to all of the new board members, and we are expecting great things out of you. Thank you.
Sarah Leaster, say, no? You're here, but you don't have to speak.
What?
Okay. That. You didn't sign in, but you Okay. Will the board allow Mr. Thomas, who did not sign in, to speak? All in
No.
favor?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so apparently, do the roll call.
Yes. Good evening, I make minutes.
Oh, good, force one. Okay, apparently there are enough yeas for you.
Thank you. I would like to congratulate all of the board members, the newly elected, new president, vice president. Truly, I knew what it was to sit there, and I truly don't envy what you are going to be faced with and the challenges that are ahead of you. And at the very same time, I watched the election, I saw the numbers, and I came away with a halfway happy heart. Having been on that board for 9 years and watched budgets get defeated repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly, I was completely and totally devastated that a community would stand by when a budget had been decreased and then another budget came in like that. The same community that had the ability to elect the people that are up there chose, despite the benefits of that budget, to not support it. That shows complete complete and total disdain and lack of care for the public school education. And what I want to say to this board is, you should categorically across the board refuse to allow any cuts at all from the township or anyone related to a budget that has already been decimated. It's a shame that we would, I remember when they didn't want to, because it was 2 cents, because it was 3 cents, they took it, decreased it, they made it less, they did what was asked of them, and despite that, the same community that asked them to do this showed no support for that budget. That is disdain. That shows callousness, and it lets you know that we're at a place now where there will be no thought process or concern for the public school. Because if there were, the leadership would have made sure the budget passed so we wouldn't have to beg, borrow, and steal to keep the budget we currently have. So I'm here to say that you as board members, you're in a position where you're going to have to stand up and stand up boldly. I sat on budgets where we didn't have enough, to be honest with you, to do everything that we needed to do. I'm a man that tries to be fair. I understand that there's public and non-public. I understand that all the children have to be in a safe environment and bused in a safe environment. But as a budget that continues to grow in certain areas, grows, but we don't allow the budget to grow in other areas, something has to give. Where is it coming from? Been asking this for 3 years. I'm here to tell you it's coming from the public school. And if we allow this budget, or any more budgets, to get defeated and further decimated, we're basically saying that we can say what we want to say about public education, because you got to follow the dollars. That's what you got to do. And at this point, what I'm trying to tell you is, I have lost complete total confidence. And it's not in the board, because I understand you. Listen, you didn't cast 3,000 votes.